Hey everybody, what's up? How you doing? How's it going? Welcome to the Olga Express show. I'm your host. And we are live, baby. How are you doing today? Let me know as you guys come in on this live, where you're coming from, what's going on. How's the weather? Hopefully you're in a good place, right? That's what we hope, the good stuff. So yeah, I got a few things I'm going to go on with today, but I'm going to start with something that I think is a little, I don't know, exciting. Let's see what you guys think. But have you heard of this singer called Tom MacDonald? Well, I'm going to screen share and I'm going to go right into it because I've really been dying to watch this movie. This movie. Oh my God, this music video. So I've seen his work before. Really love him. I've followed him. I've read all about him. I think he's an incredible human being. And he's all self-made and he's got a great partner. You can look it into yourself, and maybe you already have seen him, or at least when I play the video now, you might be like, oh, I remember seeing that guy, right? But maybe you also saw this video and maybe I have a different take on it and I have not seen the video. So this is totally live, raw, real reaction. And you guys are with me firsthand. And like I said, make sure to leave a comment. I'm here. I'm going to be reading them. And if you like this video and if you want more of this, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, comment, share, even especially whether you're live or watching the replay. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to screen share. Let's see. All right. Okay. You ready for this? I'm so ready. I'm so looking forward to it. Okay. All right. Okay, Tom MacDonald. Name as it is. Sorry about that. I think I'm going to have to. I don't want to be like a tease or anything, but it's funny. I was trying to do this live yesterday and it wasn't working no matter what I did. And there was no like rhyme or reason. One second. No rhyme or reason. And yet it just wasn't doing it. It just, I don't want to be like a tease or anything, but. And so here I'm putting it on mute. Usually when you screen share. Okay. Let's see if we get it done now this time. All right. I think I finally got it, baby. All right, let's go. Let's go. Remember, this is coming from a life strategist point of view. Let's see.
They gon' try to call you names, label you with things till you're ashamed. You're a sexist or a racist, white supremacist or gay. They'll attack your reputation, claim that you're the one to blame. They'll try to make you hate yourself for ways that you behave. They're just names. Embrace them and they'll never cause you pain. They're just words that another person thought up in their brain. They're just names. They gon' try to call you names, insane, and they'll just call you something different if you change. Call me racist. I don't make no BLM donations. I can stand with black folks without a branded corporation. All the systemic prejudice. If you live in this nation, you privileged, black or Caucasian. Call me transphobic, but I support you in your policies. I just can't ignore the very basics of biology. All I see is men and women trying to live in harmony. Not 100 genders that you wanna be. Call me snowflake, cause I'm offended, I ain't stone-faced. Social justice warriors destroying us with woke ways. Mad because they voted for the POTUS with the most hate. Man, I miss the old days. Call me loser, call me bigot, call me stupid, call me bitter, call me ugly, call me cracker, call me douche, call me trigger. You can call me what you want, cause at the end of the day, man, they're just names. Go ahead and call us names, dog. Do your thing. We ain't tripping cause we heard it all before. Give a damn about the names, dog. We feel no pain. Your words ain't gonna hurt us anymore. Go ahead and call us names, dog. Do your thing. Y'all are tripping, but
all right. I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm getting teary-eyed. Okay? Let me see if I can decipher what has been going through my mind and body during the song. First thing, I expected this to be more upbeat. Most of his songs are pretty upbeat or really hardcore, you know? So I had, all right, and like I said, I had no clue what the song was going to be. Can tell, I didn't even read anybody else's reaction, commentary, articles, nothing. Let me see if I definitely wanted to go completely blind. Of course, the name, the fact that it's called Name, really intrigued me. Because I'm really big into words and labels. The songs are pretty upbeat or really hardcore. Been here with me before, you know, it's all about communication, right? That's my passion. It's going to be. I didn't even read. And that's why I'm coming forth my style of commentary on YouTube. I definitely wanted to go. I want to give a different voice to he said, she said, because that's going nowhere, and it's quite frankly boring. And it's all attacks. Like I don't know. All about communication. I know for a fact that long term that's not healthy. And that's why I'm coming forth my style of commentary on YouTube. I definitely wanted to, because I want to give a different voice to he said, she said, because that's going nowhere, and it's quite frankly. All right, so I paused it for a second, as you noticed, and I had to take a minute. So it's slower, and I knew it'd be profound because this guy's profound and extremely creative on touching messages that are real, and we need this. We need this type of, you can call it misfit, outsider. I think the more different that you are, and the more you're able to express your uniqueness is key. But see, it takes a lot of courage to be unique. Not just courage to be unique. It also takes courage to be like, am I really being who I am? Am I really being unique, or am I a copy of many things, which you could be? But how do you channel it, right? So this guy's uniqueness, it's the way he's channeling it. You could say he's edgy. But going back to the song, it made me want to cry because society, right? All over the world. This is about everybody here. We don't really take the time to realize what words, names, what they do to us, what we let it do to us, ourselves. So I just want to stop there because I was really, for no real reason, like it wasn't like one thing he said, just the whole flow of it just made me want to cry. And I think what I'm picking up collectively is the pain that this is causing, and that those who think they're, defending others, by labeling them, they're projecting that they're, okay, let me go back to the song.
They gon' try to call you names, label you with things till you're ashamed. Repeat it till you really start believing what they say. They gon' stamp it on your forehead and scream it till you break. They love to say they woke, they not awake. They're just
I say that all the time. I just talked about it yesterday and the day before. I remember the first time when one of my interns came to me and she says, Olga, my friend said he's woke. Like, what do you think about the whole woke thing? This is about 5-6 years ago. So it was not the same as it is today, right? It seemed like it just started getting traction then, 2015, 2017. And I heard it, but I figured, come on, everybody knows this is stupid. But then, yeah, there's all this, new age things and being progressive. And I mean, I love that word progressive. We're moving forward, we learn from our past, whatever our ancestors did that was barbaric, archaic. I get it. It's all about modern. But that's when I knew, oh man, we are not going to a good place with this one, especially the people that are new agey or spirit or whatever, even in the religious ones. But I don't really hear more from like the religious type of people to be woke because, they're, I guess, considered more traditionalist. But anyway, the woke thing, in a nutshell, people, in a nutshell, you heard it from me and no one else. I have not heard anyone say it like this, but in a nutshell, dumb, stupid, drop it, woke is not a thing. It's not real. Keep saying it because that's what makes it real. So just know something's not right here. Okay, guys? All right. So when you say woke, whether you're woke or you think you're woke or you're into woke, know that woke, that's supposed to be from the word awake. If you're truly woke, awake, right? You know everything. You see the light. Then you'd be walking on water. And maybe you personally don't think you're woke, but you know somebody that looks, acts pretty woke. I'm telling you, if the person's not walking on water, they're not woke. It's quite the opposite. We'll go down that rabbit hole because we'll get back to the song. Okay, all right.
Afraid of anyone who ain't the same, so they classify your thoughts as controversial, not okay. Then they cancel you till everything you have all gets erased. They trying to tell the world you bad, they're just names. Call me conservative or liberal, Republican or Democrat. I'm somewhere in the middle, but y'all don't know what to do with that.
I'm with him. I'm with him 100%. That's exactly why I'm here. I'm going to show up every week live with you guys to clear that, man. Like, stop putting me in where you need to put me in, but I'm going to show you why and how. You get me? Because I am determined we're going to unite because of words. And in this case, at this very moment, memes.
System got you so obsessed with classifying right and left. You never call a person human, call them names instead. Call me sexist. Men run the world because they're aggressive, but behind every man there's a woman just as successful. We will never be equal in every way, that ain't helpful. Our differences are why we're great together.
That's right.
Call me white devil. I know you think the system favors me. My privilege is residual benefits from the slavery. Subconscious prejudice embedded in the system made for me. Don't mean I never struggled to survive. I guess we ain't.
You see? I'm telling you guys, I'm getting choked up. That doesn't mean that I did not struggle. And he's not saying, at least not in the song right now, not yet, that he's discarding this theory, right? Completely. Because I think at the end of the day, he who really reads and does the research and really delves deep and walks through the desert alone, goes to hell and back and maybe a few more times. And I speak from experience. Whatever happened to don't judge the book by its cover? Whatever happened to that? Well, I'm sorry. Did the last 2-3 decades, the parents, the kids, what? Was it the TV? Was it the teachers? Who was it? Because we all know to never judge a book by its cover. And that's a pretty good thing to say to a kid. And for anybody of any age, hey, don't judge a book by its cover. This person suffered. Everybody suffers. And the whole privilege. We're going to get into that right after the song. I'm going to crack down privilege. There's no such thing. And if anything, in a nutshell, guys, for now, I'll just give it to you in a nutshell. We're all privileged. You got running water, you're privileged. You got light, electricity, you're privileged. Any convenience in your life, you're privileged. That's not even counting the sex, gender, sex, culture, religion. Just that, okay? Let's get a grip. Stop using these words. Privilege is when somebody gets something better than you. Literally. I come from one of 6. I know what it's like to be under and involved with favoritism and the oldest gets priorities and all this stuff. That's privilege. Well, whoever you are, go to a country where there's all women, see what happens. Go to a country where there's all men, see what happens. Go to a country where everyone's the same color as you, see what happens. Who's got the privilege then? Stop, man. This is ridiculous. I really think people just love to have the conversation. I'm okay with it. You want to play games, but let's call it a game. because we're not serious here. I invite you to meet me live, and let's do it, because I do it with love, baby. All right, let's go. God, I love this guy. This song it hit me.
Ignorant and jaded, call me dumb, uneducated, call me idiot or redneck or delusional or crazy, call me anything society has taught you to say, because at the end of the day, they're just names. Go ahead and call us names, dog, do your thing. We ain't tripping cause we heard it all before. Give a damn about the names, dog, we feel no pain. Your words ain't gonna hurt us anymore. Go ahead and call us names, dog, do your thing. Y'all are tripping, but I hope you find the Lord. Give a damn about the names, dog, we feel no shame. Call us anything you want, I'm getting bored. Your sticks and your stones might break my bones, but your word.
Oh, this is what I mean. Right then and there. Sticks and stones may break my bones. You remember that one? That's another oldie, right? But words can never hurt me. That's how I grew up. And I didn't even grow up here, right? I grew up overseas. I grew up in Spain, Italy. But I still heard those from American friends, American family members. And yeah. And I know a lot of people say nowadays that that's not true. Yeah, we do know. We do know that words
break my bones. You
have,
remember that one? That's another oldie.
Yeah. We know it has
words can never hurt me. That's how I grew up.
Can cause even more pain.
Here, right? I grew up overseas. I grew up in Spain, Italy.
But I still heard those from American friends, American family members. So,
and yeah.
My thing is that the way he just used it in this song. Let's go back real quick. I'm sorry.
Your word
cause even more pain.
Your stone, your sticks and your stone might break my bones, but your word.
My thing is that I was hoping he was gonna say that.
The way he just used it in this song.
But your words don't hurt.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's exactly what I was gonna get at. Exactly. Got it. And I'm telling you, I have not seen this until this moment with you guys. No doubt. I choose to let a word affect me. So do you. Every single one of us. When you get offended, it's your problem. It's no one else's problem. It's your problem. You decide how to react. You decide how that word is going to affect you. You decide. You have all the power.
This moment with you guys.
So this is like, this is the opposite of progression. This is regression. I mean, and we can get into that on another time. Hold on. Let's go, baby.
It's your problem.
It's no one else's problem. It's your problem. You decide how to react. You decide how that word is going to affect you. You decide.
Poser, moron, liar, crazy, loner. Go ahead and call us names, dog. Do your thing. We ain't tripping cause we heard it all before. Give a damn about the names, dog. We feel no pain. Your words ain't gonna hurt us anymore. Go ahead and call us names, dog. Do your thing. Y'all are tripping, but I hope you find the Lord. Give a damn about the names, dog.
Sorry. You're all a tripping, but I wish you find the Lord. Again, I love to do this because even if you refuse to believe that there's a God or you don't believe in religion, because I get it, because humans that are imperfect, abuse these things and then they make something good. They can easily make something good very bad. We know that. Okay. So let's all grow up and get over the fact that just because there's people that abuse and use people's faith and belief and thwart it and twist it and manipulate it and do atrocious, horrible things, that doesn't change the fact that most of their philosophies are pretty good, love thy neighbor, right? I've read the Quran, the Book of Mormon. We can go down. There's a lot of positivity there that still goes true to this day. So whether you want to believe it or not, whether what he just said about the Lord, this is for all you out there that don't believe in God, don't want to believe in God, don't believe in religion for whatever your reasons. I'm totally with you. Psychologically speaking, let's make this Lord as this person of meditation, this person of peace, right? This person of a good heart, period. I make a decision to be a good person. Done. So have something, a mantra, a philosophy that is productive, inclusive, acceptance, peace, love. And that means you can't be attacking anybody. You can't be throwing words in their face or using names. Hence the video we're watching, right? Okay. See, y'all are tripping, but I hope you find the Lord. So therefore, yeah, maybe he really means find the Lord, any God, right? But like I said, the Lord could be even looked at as salvation, which is peace, letting go, people. Let it go. Drop it. That's all you got to do. Life will be so much better. I promise you'll get everything you want and more. I guarantee. I've done it. Well, Mr. MacDonald. That was sweet.
Comedian Alex Stein, perhaps best known for
I don't even know who this guy is. Oh, yeah. Did I have this? I don't know. I don't think this was in line. What's the title to this video? Let me see. Well, while we're here, guys, let me see. Let me check this out real quick.
Meetings with his rap songs about how much he loves Dr. Fauci, visited our nation's capital this week.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to get into the AOC.
AOC,
that's pretty cute.
My favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Okay. So some of you have already seen this. For those who haven't, hey, you can look up this guy, Alex Stein 99, and watch the video completely. But I actually watched it like right after he did it, before she even did a rebuttal. And then, of course, we knew she was going to do a rebuttal. But for me, again, what do? I mention what no one else is talking about. Like, look at her body language. Why is she offended? Clearly, you can look at this guy. Like, say you don't know this guy at all. I know them. This guy, he's a comedian. But okay, say you don't know him at all and you're like a troll. But seriously, this guy is not being negative like a classic troll. And he's smiling and laughing, and he's got some decent, respectful distance. Now, hold on. Let's go back and look at her body language. Look at her reaction. And look, what's this? So her defender's there, right? We don't know if it's security. We don't know if it's a coworker, a friend, whatever. So it's clear that her reaction is, oh, right? Now, isn't she supposed to be mature? Doesn't she work in our government? Is this the way a government person should be acting? Pretty infantile, childish, immature, inexperienced. Should they be working for us? Okay. All right. One.
Tina. I love it. My favorite.
And look. See, so this woman's body language basically made her be like, oh, like watch what you think, watch what you say, watch what we're going to do. And so she was like, I got it. Like, I'm going to control myself. And so she does the peace sign. That's exactly what she did. I'm not guessing here, guys. Now that's fine. I'm just calling out the truth, no matter what they say out there. Notice this.
AOC, nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress.
She then
and clearly because she's somebody that gets obsessed, right? Upset easily, get progressive, all about being woke and better and build back better, all this stuff. As you know, I'm neutral. I'm all about let's all get along. And how are we going to do that? Clearly not with these stupid games. Now, that guy, Alex Stein, he's using the media like she does to make a point on how stupid things are. It's clear to me. Now, and he's using comedy. He could have used violence, spitting, all kinds of stuff. But no. And this is her follow-up. This guy followed me up to Capitol saying, look at her juicy ass. She loves it. Because why would she even do that? Oh, hold on. Okay, let me finish. You Latina or whatever, and you sexy hot. Oh, yeah, you hot Latina. and a bunch of other disgusting, again, you're using words, disgusting, garbage. So you think that look at that juicy ass and a hot Latina is disgusting garbage? Some people call that dirty talk. I'm just saying. I understand when it's coming from a stranger, so I'm not defending this guy. Make it very clear. But her rebuttal, she's not composed. She could have made a joke of it, but she feeds off drama. That's what my point is here. And it's not about AOC. I'm just using these people as examples of what not to fall for the bullshit that they do, that they love, that they feed off, that without your attention to it, they get nothing. And I would rather her show me what the fuck is she doing for anybody instead of all this constant on the Instagram, YouTube, whatever. But it's okay. This is good. In the sense that let's dissect it. Because the more we call her out on, hey, you know what? If we want Hollywood kind of people, you'd be in Hollywood, right? We don't need that in our office, especially in the situation that we're in the world today. Okay. So that if you want to be serious, that's serious. This isn't serious. So at the gate, this is not serious. So you can use all those harsh words. And again, that's insulting, calling somebody or something disgusting garbage. That's your opinion. So again, I'm not getting offended for it. But you see, her opinion could be offensive. But no, she should be able to say what she thinks. But I'm just saying her reaction is not called for at all. And she could do better. So I'm just going to share this photo here since there's no other protection. With a melting emoji. Ladies and anyone, avoid this guy. See, she's like doing this favor. I love when women do that. Girls, don't date this guy. I mean, yeah, if he's a total but why don't you go to the police? Why don't you report them? It's on the social media. I think doing both is great. I do. But you wouldn't have to insult if you were really concerned for this person. Now, you're pissed because you're too immature to realize that, yeah, you got treated on a very superficial level. But see, that's part of people that go around with virtual signaling, right? Where I'm better and I care. Show me, don't tell me. We've heard that, have we not? Okay. Let's see it.
You Latina and a bunch of other disgusting garbage in front of an officer who let him continue. So I'm just going to share his photo here since there's no other protection, ladies and anyone.
Okay, so I'm looking over here because
creepy guy who hassled her on the steps of the Capitol.
So we just watched. Oh, here's her comeback. That's what I was looking for.
He went on social media and called it a deeply disgusting incident.
See this guy right there? Right there. When I was walking up, he said, hey, look at that big ass, look at that big juicy booty, this Latina, whatever, all the bunch of racist, sexist stuff.
She pointed out that it happened in front of a Capitol police officer who she says did nothing to help her.
It's really hard and it's really sad.
AOC tweeted that she wanted to deck the guy but needed to catch a vote more than a case. So who is he? His name is Alex Stein, and he's a far-right activist known for making provocative videos. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says she was disheartened by the experience.
Oh, God, you're not disheartened about what's happening at the border? Again, I am not using politics. I'm not into politics because that's the whole definition of politics. It's all BS and it's all lies and you guys are all looking for each other and it's easy, great money. I get it. That's human. To want power, have power, and do nothing. I get that. Okay, and I'm not going to judge you because you're my fellow human and I love you all no matter what. But this, again, I mean, she's perfect for the media. She's perfect for how they handle themselves, which is why, and I'm going to show you a video later, which you probably saw too, about, I think, I don't know if CNN, MSN, but yeah, it's MSNBC, where she's like, I don't even know why I'm even going on television anymore. Clearly nobody believes us. Yeah, you screwed it up. And AOC, that whole thing, she's still trying to use that style plus the social media, what works on social media, because that's her generation. You know what I'm saying? So it's all these things working together. But again, notice when look at this. So she had to go outside.
And it's really sad.
AOC tweet.
Doesn't she have something to do? And again, if he did something illegal, shouldn't she send the cop after him? So he knew exactly what was going to get to her. That's what he did. And he's just trying to get the attention, just like she does. So they're equal. But what's the purpose? What's one person want to get out of it? What's the other? What has it been accomplished? Well, I definitely like the more positive side of the so-called troll, again, with the labels and the names, versus this person who I'm already like breaking down going, yo, are they equally rebuttaling here? Both being like ill to each other? Do you really think it's equal?
Tweeted that she wanted to deck the.
Hold on. I wanted to see her body language again.
Like whatever, all the bunch of racist, sexist stuff.
Again, notice how she moved her head. I just got chills, guys, on the left side of my leg. Like, notice how she literally turns around, looks back to the camera. That's that. I got to make sure I hit that racist mark. I got to make sure I hit that. Got to say those two things: sexist, minority, female, rape. This, ladies and gentlemen, of I don't care, all ages, all whatever you think you are, okay? Humans, my fellow human being, this is a lie, and this is not empowering at all. She did not make me respect her when she did that at all. She did not look like a strong person to me at all. Go ahead, wear a skirt, have a great body. Anybody can do that. What's so special here? I want to see something that's so unique, so special. This person deserves the job that they have. She should be working. But what is this? Aren't you supposed to be working? And show me, get on your camera and show me what you're doing. Since you're my employee, right? Because they work for us, right, guys? Okay, all right.
This Latina, like whatever, all the bunch of racist, sexist stuff.
She pointed
again, and look at her eyes as she looks back from the camera and away. All right? Shut up. Like, no one should give this traction. The only reason I am giving it attention is to make these points of stop falling for this. And like, the more we ignore them, the more we don't follow them, like them, comment on them, they're fine. So it's really not going to be helpful to amplify them. We really should be doing the opposite. If we really want a better world, we need to ignore them. Okay. All right. So the other thing was, this part too. Let's analyze this little clip that she did.
That it happened. I think the thing that was so crazy about that incident is not even that it happened, but that it happened on the Capitol steps right in front of a Capitol police officer. And this dude was
again, she's not being completely real. She's definitely performing because she's looking at the camera. She's making sure she's performing while she's trying to think about what she says. Please, guys, know your subject.
Engaged, like this wasn't about a political opinion, protest, or anything like that. He was engaged in very clearly sexually threatening, aggressive behavior right in front on the Capitol.
Again, she could be a narcissist. I don't know her personally, but this is definitely a narcissistic behavior because it's all about her. And did she do the research on this guy? Did she have security? Didn't she ask, like, who is this guy? Is he a real threat? Is he a terrorist? What? Maybe she did do that. But see, she could have been so much cooler if she would have been like, again, if I would have coached her, if she was my client and I'm giving her strategies, I would have told her the opposite. I'm like, look at that guy. Go ahead, make a video and be like, oh my God, I totally thought this guy was a troll. And now looking back, he's kind of funny. At first I was offended, but I'm a big girl. I can handle this. And you know what? Kudos to him. He's trying to make a point. I researched him. I know what he's about. Hey, man, I wish you the best. Keep it real. Keep it cool. You know what I mean? Keep it safe. Keep it PG, right? No violence. But no. So you're not showing me you're a good person here at all. You're not even trying. It's just about, I'm going to use this opportunity about me. Oh, please, mirror on the wall.
Steps in front of an officer, and he wasn't even asked to take a step back. Like, this officer was just cool with it.
She really wanted people to feel sorry for her. She's desperate for it all the time. Drama, 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 drama. This person cannot be happy, guys. So I would not want to be like her, and I would definitely not be following her. It's not about politics. It's what is she bringing to the table that improves my life? That should be the question.
It's even better because then
AOC
loves
say.
Alex Stein started trending on Twitter, and the memes came rolling in, like this one of them.
Oh yeah, I saw this video.
Or this one. And one more. This is my favorite. This is from Miley Cyrus at the
Oh
MTV
my God. I didn't even,
Awards
guys,
years
this is the
ago.
first time
You
I'm
probably
watching
remember
this
that.
whole video.
Later, unable to get Alex Stein out of her mind. What happened? And this one relayed that she called the police.
Coaches and Rep AOC asked to speak with female and LGBT. Okay, guys, English is my third language. Don't even mess with me on this one. But LGBT, I'm reading. To warn us that the man who harassed her is affiliated with credentialed news outlet. She said her staff called Capitol Police 5 times to get them to do something. Did you? I'm not even gonna say anything. Did you just look at my face? Like I know. No. I'm beyond this. Okay. They need to be beyond this, and they shouldn't have the job they have, and they should shut up, and they should figure out how to get another YouTube channel or Instagram account that serves their true calling and purpose. You get me? All right, let's see. Did I covered it? All right, we're done. All right, did I cover everything with AOC? I think I got one more clip here that I had in line. Let's see. Oh, right. So of course today, or I think it was yesterday, I saw some, oh, she was fake cuffing her hands and whatnot. I'm like, all right, let me look into it. And I try to look for videos that show me as much footage as possible. I don't care for the commentary. In fact, I make sure I don't want to hear other people's opinion and commentary. I don't want it to affect me and my real, true, core, just like when you watch a movie trailer. I don't, no. So let's see. Okay. Okay. Again with this person's body language, again with their demeanor. Look at how this is even worse. She's getting uglier by the minute. What has it been? 48 hours since that guy trolled her, and then she does this. Oh God. And again, I'm not sharing this to amplify it because we should never amplify this. But I'm hoping that when you see this, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm done. Like, you just can't. When you know somebody is horrible, you don't want to see anything about them. Kind of like this whole Amber Heard thing where people are like, they unfollowed her. She had to block her comments on her Instagram, things like that. Okay. I'm not suggesting you cancel her or anybody. That's not the solution. And it's not positive. I'm all about empowerment and positivity. So no, I just go, oh, I'm not going to follow you because you don't make me feel good. You don't bring anything to the table. You don't improve my life. It's very simple. But, to be honest, you got to be like, all right, well, hey, is this person really trying to prove their cause? And okay, let me take a look at it. But just right then and there, even if she had a good cause, that look at me, and I'm going to show you. Ew, she's like the girl I don't want to play with when I was a kid. I don't know if it would be called mean girl, but definitely like, look at that. Defiant, over the top. I'm queen, king, right? Look at me. I'm making my point. But at the same time, I really don't think I take myself serious because I'm not even handcuffed. But yet I'm telling somebody that's dressed in a cop or security outfit to walk me down to make a statement. I love the statement part. But my point is, again, another stunt to get attention. But the statement was what? What did this do? We're going to finish watching this. What did it really do to prove her point in her cause? Was it effective or was it just for attention? Which is sickening, guys, because the world needs some good freaking leaders right now. Oh, and then wait for it. That fist right there, that's totally an empowerment fist. I use it all the time, but I usually use both, like the whole Rocky thing. And that's That's empowerment. That's like, I won. Yeah. You know what I mean? But when it's won, man, it's dangerous because that's a communist. Even if you're not a communist, it is the undertones of Marxist, the Communist Manifesto, but even in China and all the places that have communism, and there's that fist. So again, she pretended to be handcuffed, had somebody play the game, the role, they're acting. That's cool. No problem with acting and reenacting. I got it. That's creative. It's artistic. Good for you. And on top of it, if you're making a political point, something that's going to improve society, great. But with that fist that she puts right there, if you had me at hello, you didn't have me at goodbye. Abortion rights are under attack. Do you think there's anything positive? There's any, let me get myself together. It has to be dramatic to make their point. It can't just be wits and creativity without drama, negativity, darkness. It's a fight. You can't get peace with fighting. You want peace, you got to be peaceful. Just saying, guys. I don't know how anybody can take this stuff serious. So now she's dancing. Now she's fist pumping. She's in a club. She's got her eyes closed. And she's dancing. She's acting her age or younger, honestly. She wants to party. This is a party to her. It's that simple. I do not see real passion. I do not see real cause. And I do believe in unity. Unity, yeah, you can't stay undefeated. But see, you're not only hypocritical, okay, you're being a hypocrite, but if you are labeling, calling people out, insulting them, you're a divider. We all know she's a divider. Many of people are dividers on both sides, all of it. Everybody's out there dividing and taking sides on their teams and etc. But you can't, that's a lie. You can't say you want unity when you are about division. It's they, them, not us. It's that person. It's that person. It's the left. It's the right. It's them pointing the finger with three pointing right back at you. So you're lying. You don't want unity. So stop lying. I think if you want your messaging and you want your purpose and your cause to really win, use your words, baby. I guarantee you'll win a lot more. Okay. All right. I'm done with her. Make sure to leave me a comment. In fact, I'm going to look at the comment section right now. Hey, Big. Ooh, I love all these emojis. What's up? Big B, is that what I call you? Great to see you. Thank you for joining me. And you're in India. Thank you. Comment, like, share. And thanks for telling me that you're in India. What's up? Oh, God. I just made the best. I know. You're not going to believe this, but I have a thing for Indian food or just any food. But I want every flavor from all over the world. And I just made this chicken curry yesterday. Oh, my God. And I made the basmati so perfectly good. I even put a little, forget what it's called, but it's an Indian type bay leaf. It's not like the regular, the Western type, Italian bay leaf that they use. Oh my God, I know the word and I can't remember it. Anyway, I'm not going to get distracted. Let's go back. But let's see what else we got over here. I'll come back. I'll come back to you, Big B. Coming right back. Yes. I don't even know if I can do the, can I do the at Big B? Let me say at. All right. There you go. So, let's see. All right. So I'm going to screen share again. Let's see what's the next tab. We're done with her. We're done with her. Oh God. Just a little bit. I don't know if it's funny, but I was the next clip I was going to show is going to be a Hunter Biden. Did you guys see the one about Hunter Biden going down a water slide? All right. Just if it's going to make you smile, but it's clearly still disturbing, right? But what I wanted to do is I wanted to get into why he does this, right? And what it says and in other subliminal ways. It's pretty gross. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think I should get a bunch of these clips that I really want to, and I'll just do like a whole Hunter Biden, like one after the other, How about the J.K. Rowling, that whole thing with the Macy Gray? We can get into that. But you know what? Let me go back to the MSN since I was already talking about that whole MSN anchor. Did you guys see this one? Let me know. Let's see. I'm going to screen share again.
Trust in media and newspapers. The trust in media and newspapers and television is hitting an all-time low. People don't trust us, they don't believe us, and it makes me wonder if this job, as I'm currently doing it, is effective, but if it's doing more harm than good.
Interesting comment there. That's the MSNBC anchor.
Right there. Right there. Is it doing more harm than good? And guys, I'm just double checking because I wanted to make sure that, that you guys got the sound right. There's like this button, this little check mark you have to do when you're using the Zoom live. And I don't know why it can't just do it on its own every time. Okay. You get me? So, very, very, very telling when you have somebody from a major news outlet finally because you can't just talk if nobody's listening. I know the feeling when I'm here and nobody's really with me live, sometimes it's like, it's not the same as when I know you're right there, but at least afterwards there's some feedback, and replays and comments. But yeah, like if people are not responding, if you're not funny and you're trying to be funny, guess you got to give it up, right? If you're trying to supposedly tell the news and facts and you don't, and people don't trust you because you haven't, or your industry hasn't, or your company in specific hasn't, right? Like that's a no-brainer. But I think it's telling with all this stuff, with all this fake performances. That's why I brought this and I added this to today's live as well. So you can guys go ahead and check that out. I mean, I guess we're meant to freaking look at Biden over here. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Also, again, this is the negativity. I know it sounds like I'm like taking sides here. I'm just saying, whatever comes out at me that I'm like, that is negative and fake and it's manipulative. And this is why, and this is how I see it. And again, if I was AOC's coach, I guarantee you she would do so much better in a total different style. She would be much more empowered. But I don't know. I guess she doesn't have an advisor. Or a consultant. But here is a letter from Obama to his previous, I guess, administration's doc. Dear Ronnie, we haven't spoken in a while. I hope you and your family are well. I have made a point of not commenting on your service in my successor's administration and have always spoken highly of you both in public and in private. You always served me and my family well, and I have considered you not only a fine doctor and a service member, but also a friend. That's why I have to express my disappointment. Now, here's what I like. He started out with the good, because that's what you're supposed to do. The right thing to do, the perfect orator of the world, communicators of the world. We know that, right? You know that. We all know that. You start with the positive, then you go through the middle of it, and then boom, but always first the positive, and then you give them the bad news, sad news, whatever it is. It's not positive. You hit them with what you do like first, and then good job, Obama. But here's my thing. If you got to tell somebody bad news, you got to call them out. I get it. And you did the positive first and the negative later. But this, okay. So that's why I have to express my disappointment at the cheap shot you took at Joe Biden via Twitter. Of course, they have to defend each other because they're on the same team. But again, here we have an elder who's cannot function in any way. So, and everybody knows he can't do his job. And yet everybody around him is pretending to, I guess they're doing it for him and they're pretending that he can. And we're all like zombies. What? Like, we're all like, oh no, we didn't just see that. Nothing to see over here. Oh, no, that didn't really happen because I can't accept the fact that this could actually be in my world. Something that's worse than, I mean, we have movies that are made better than this act, right? So it was unprofessional and beneath the office that you once held. It was also disrespectful to me again. So you're insulting the person and it's about you again with this narcissistic me behavior. And it's poor me. I'm the greatest on earth. I'm the good guy. I'm the one doing everything right. And I'm the victim. Really? You just called somebody unprofessional, which could be questionable. Is that unprofessional as a doctor to tell you that I don't think this person is doing well? He's a doctor, Obama. So what is this? Like, what is Obama getting out of this letter? They made it public. So again, is he just trying to like for his teammates to be like, hey, look what I'm doing. We got to stick up for each other, even no matter if we're wrong. Cause we know what's really going on. I mean, that's what you're telling me with this letter. You were the personal physician to the president of the United States, as well as an admiral in the U.S. Navy. I expect better. And you were what, Obama? Before anything. Okay. What did you just save a bunch of children or something? I mean, I'm serious. Like, again, as if you are God. That's troublesome. When we allow these leaders to talk and act and treat us like they're gods, whether you believe in God or not, you know what I'm saying? Like some omnipotent being, I don't care, extraterrestrial with superpowers, whatever, Superman, stop. Again, you could do better, Obama. I could have helped you wrote a better letter. Because what did you really want to say here? Why couldn't you say, hey, I wish you wouldn't have put it on Twitter. But yeah, we should be caring about Biden and I appreciate your concern for him. Can't say that? Really? Guys, I can't fall for this. This is just too infantile. They're insulting our intelligence. And I do believe that we have intelligence. And I just think we try to be such good people that sometimes, when they say compliance is, no, what do they call it? Or what they've been calling it in the last 2 years or whatever, what they call it? Silence is compliance. You get what I'm saying? How convenient. And what about this? No, people just use words. Silence is not compliance. Again, what did the AOC thing said? What did she say about, together we stand? I said, I can't even see. I don't let this stuff get to me. It's brainwashing. They brainwash themselves. They brainwash everyone, and everyone's feeling that they're part of something, which is what we need as humans. So yay. Come on, man. This is like high school girly rah-rah BS. And these are adults, male and female of all. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this. Because I definitely like to make light of everything. That doesn't mean I'm not being serious about it. Get me? It's just about life is short, man. We don't have to make the process harder than it already is. All right, maybe I'm just gonna, should I not? Should we leave this for later, tomorrow? Let's see. I'm gonna put you over here. Well, no, that's not what I was trying to do there. All right. You know what? I know what to do with, well, let's go to another aspect of reality in the games. What's up with this guy? I don't care. I haven't even listened to this clip. That's why I put this up here and I'm going to share it with you live. Because let me see what I think. Why is this guy on camera? Why is this guy, the Rubin Report, making an issue about it? Let's see. I want to know. You let me know in the comments, guys.
Really want to base our treatment and to affirm and to support and empower these youth, not to limit their participation in activities and sports, and even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
All right, so that gal was a dude for about 45 years of her life. I think married to a woman, has kids, blah, blah, blah.
Wait, I just noticed, guys, I'm like, wait, why weren't we screen sharing the actual browser? And I'm like, my whole desktop. Okay. Let me go back to this. Because that's the other thing. I don't like when I watch other people's videos. That's why I usually like to find like the most original live footage and then save that. Because again, not only do I not want them to influence me, and I suggest you guys do the same, but they don't, everyone's editing clips, and they take things out of context and purposely edit things out. And again, nefarious shit. Just be honest and let me make a judgment, right? You're intelligent enough, right? You can make your own decision, right? Okay.
We really want to base our treatment and to affirm and to support and empower these youth, not to limit their participation in activities and sports, and even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
All right, so that gal was a dude for...
Okay. You realize she didn't say he, she, I don't give a shit. What's their name? Because I like to call people by their name, whatever they want me to call them. Levine over here. And again, for me, this is a Mr. Levine. That's exactly what my instinct wants to say. So to me, I don't doubt my instinct. That's it. And it's nothing personal. And you should not want to squash somebody's ability to use their own instinct, because we all have instinct for reasons. For many reasons, for survival and thriving and everything. So, you might not like the world you live in, but that doesn't mean that that's the way to do it. Like, go ahead and try to change the whole world when you can't even change the person next to you. Okay, we all know that, right?
Our treatment and to affirm and to support and empower these youth, not to limit their participation in activities and sports. And
that's the key. I knew. I was like, wait, let me listen to that one more time. We want to help them. Okay, now look at what the MSNBC is saying down here. Judge blocks Biden admin guidelines aimed at protecting transgender Americans. And of course, you see here, says on the screen, transgender rights. This is for those who are listening to the podcast version of this live. And protecting transgender Americans. How is protecting transgender Americans allowing them to play sports with people that are not in their same gender? Like, why can't they play with other transgender males or other transgender females? Why don't they create those two? Just like there's a female sport games and male sports games. And then, I mean, this shouldn't even be a debate. So this is not about that. This is not about their rights. I can't believe this. Like, if you look at this guy's face, it trusts me. This guy, I don't give a shit. This person's face. And look at the fact that they know they're lying. Look, watch. It's very subtle, but it's right there. Again,
empower these youth, not to limit their participation in activities and sports, and even limit.
See. It's not that it's not that they stuttered or anything like that. It's I want to be helpful. I'm here to help. They're doing nothing wrong. It's okay. But it's like when I believe I have a playmate that's not there, nobody else can see it but me. That's okay. If my kid is playing and they have an imaginary friend, I'm not going to make them feel bad about it. But I'm not going to go along with that's for them. And they shouldn't have to force it down me and make me go through the whole let's play. Funny I say that, huh? Again, Freudian slip. Let's see. One more time.
Not to limit their participation in activities and sports, and even
yeah, we should not limit their activity. They should be able to play sports, right? But that's not what he's getting at. She, he, whatever the fuck.
Limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
To get gender affirmation treatment in their state. Treatment. How are you calling treatment affirmation? Can you imagine if we called physical therapy affirmation, physical therapy, affirmative physical therapy? Like, you get what I'm saying? What is that? Did people just pull shit out of their ass? Put all these names out there. Talk to me. See, if I was talking to this person right now, if we were having a conversation, he tells me, she, whatever, tells me, hey, Olga, blah, blah, this is what I'm like, excuse me, what is that again? Please decide for that. But see, we don't question anything. Why are we not questioning this? This is mind over matter. This is sanity versus insanity, because when you believe in something that's not even there, or you're not even deciphering, or you're using the wrong word for it, how are we going to have a conversation? I'm just trying to, I want to hear these people out, and I want to help them. I really do want to help whoever needs help. I don't care what it is, trans, whatever. If you need help, you've got a broken leg, you're hungry, I want to help you. Tell me, how is this helping anybody? Because it's not, and you know it's not. But it has a conversation going, and everybody feels important. I don't know what this guy says about it.
That gal was a dude for.
Okay.
You can do what.
Thanks, Mr. Rubin, for telling us that. But let me see if he has another clip. Is that it?
I'm a girl today.
All right. Again, I'm sure this man has a lot of great points to say about that, but mine is literally that. And you know what? Right in the middle, I guess it's time for me to pull this one out. Have you guys ever seen this? This is awesome. This is my man, Plato. If you haven't read Plato, you must. You can't live on planet Earth and not read this book. Read about Plato. Look at me. I'm like, because my head, I could have so many things to say about him. But this right here, this quote, more than ever, we need to pay attention. And this is a quote that was said a couple thousand years ago. And then some. And what I love about when people post quotes, and now I'm being like sarcastic, because what bothers me actually is that they'll post it and everyone's like, yeah, I like, and comment this and that. But they really don't use it. So there's all these nuggets of empowering wisdom, and they just, yeah, or nah, or I'm going to argue about it. This quote is for everybody, no matter who you think you are, what side you think you are on, that we're not. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Do you guys get it? Do you know what this means, right? If we ignore our leaders, our government, our people that are supposed to protect us, stand up for us, represent us, right? Against all the types of things that happen between states and countries, cultures, making sure we all get along and we all share all the resources, because that's what we should be doing as humans. United, never in war, and sharing everything. And just like we would with kids growing up, share with your brother, share with your sister, you know what I mean? And you educate them to learn how to share and how we benefit and everybody benefits, not this whole fear mongering that has been done for a long time, hundreds and hundreds of years. But right there, when people are just like, I just want to worry about my house, my life, my job, my school, my kids, watching my TV show, whatever, taking the dog out. And then all of a sudden, what happened? Why is everybody going nuts? And why is all these wars happening? Why is all this? The price good men pay for indifference, for us to not get more involved first on the local level, and it trickles all the way up. It's basically a breeding ground. It's like, what just came to my mind? My garden. If I don't water my garden, if I don't take all the weeds out, and I wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's horrible. And it's a much more work, and they take over like Rover. That's what this means in a nutshell. We let them do what they want. We're ignoring them. We're not on top of them. Like, what boss is not on top of their employees, guys? You know what I mean? Whether you're employee or employer, you see what I mean? You gotta be involved. You can't just let somebody else do it and expect it not to become evil. It's just too tempting for our mere humble humans. Which, by the way, we could do so much better. We are made for greatness. We're made from the stars, people. We don't even know yet the capacities that we have. Although I do think the government does know, and they make sure that they don't teach everybody. Because again, how can you have power if you empower everybody? That's what they think, but they're not getting it, guys. I know for a fact. That's why the whole united we stand, more powerful. So which one is it, guys? Right? You say? All right. Okay. This is some scary thing. Here's Yuval. And okay, I've been watching tons of this guy, the WEF. What is it? Charles Schwab. I've been going down the rabbit hole. And the thing is, it's not that I've been doing it recently. I've been watching these guys for years. I've been watching Bill Gates TED Talks from 2015. And now people are resurfacing clips from those TED Talks that I remember thinking, this guy's crazy. And why are they putting him on TV like he's God and he's the owner and he's the president? I mean, it's some sick stuff that this guy was a computer guy, software guy. Why are we listening to him about health and society? This is why the CNN, MSNBC, but a lot of people that I talk to when I go, yeah, you know what this guy, Harari is? No. But they know about Johnny Depp and the Amber Heard trial. And here we go. So I was going to put a little clip together, or at least have them all lined up and just go straight to like, hey guys, look at that. But I found this video of this guy and this channel on another platform, Rumble. And I thought it was a really good 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Give me a second. I want to take a pause here, see what kind of comments I got. If I missed anything else, because I will come back to the comments. Okay. All right. So going back to screen sharing. Here we go.
Everything's gone perfectly to plan except for one small flaw. Due to a technical error. Look what you did to Mr. Bigglesworth!
I thought at least you guys would get some entertainment from this.
Many of the scenarios that I
but this is serious, okay? That's what I love. When you still got to be lighthearted. That is a positive way to deal with this truth that is so profound, so strong, so horrible that of course most of society right now is like pleading the fifth, basically cognitive dissonance, that even if the tsunami's coming and they see it and they were told to get out, if they didn't believe it, if they chose not to believe it, that's like a human condition, guys. Look it up. Cognitive dissonance.
I outlined before the pandemic, I didn't outline them as a prophecy, but just as a possibility. Maybe it will happen. Maybe.
These guys were writing about it the whole time before it happened. Wait till you see this.
It's not an extremely deadly virus. It's not the Black Death. And look what it's doing to the world. So now just try to think what will be the implications of a much bigger problem like climate change.
They just make stuff up, guys. Wait, because I'm going to, in the next video, I'm going to do the whole climate change of like what the weather was when they said it was record high in the 70s and how it's exactly the same now with this heat wave going on. Yeah. Again, who's taking the time, right, to go look for that, to see if that's true? I get it. We should not be able to be lied to. Like we should not have to be lied to and have to go, yeah, right? And they're in power. They don't care about us. Again, read this book. Make sure to go get this book, COVID-19, The Great Reset. That was way before COVID-19, guys. Way before 2020. You need to, oh my God, that book alone. This guy wrote it. Okay. All right. Hold on.
With all the current issues on our agenda, we tend to forget that we are in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution. And you see the difference of this fourth.
You guys got to look up this guy. Even without even looking at the book, who is this guy? You're going to find plenty of videos, clips. If you have the time, do it. These people are psychopaths. And no one's doing anything. We're all just watching it. And again, they're the biggest experts going on and on. WEF, Davos, all over the place. Like, oh, look what's happening in Switzerland. All these important globalists. with the UN, because they just keep telling you, and it makes it sound fine. Like this guy, have you guys seen that video where he says, you will own nothing and be happy, and you must learn how to eat the bugs. Guys, the Hunger Games. Hello, the Hunger Games. I'm not even exaggerating. Again, I am using lighthearted things to get it to make the point. No, I'm not comparing this to a movie and a trilogy of books called The Hunger Games. This is it. People should be writing every network all over the world, all their news outlets, and telling them, get rid of this guy, get him off my TV screen. I'm going to shut down my service. Like, that's how profound this is. Wait, I don't know if the clip, I'm going to show you another clip. I mean, like, just Google, just look up one of Bill Gates' TED Talks, but there's not one, there's several where he's constantly talking about getting rid of people, killing people, especially through a vaccine. It's crazy because you're like, wait, did he just say that? Because he's saying get vaccinated. And again, I'm not talking about vaccines. I'm not pro or against, anti. You do what you want. I'm pro freedom, and I'm pro using your own mind, your own instinct, and never doubt yourself. That's what I'm for. And I'm just going to get them where they're weak at, which is the same thing they use to brainwash everyone, but through words, and hypnosis, which is to repeat those words over and over. So it gets locked in right into your subconscious mind, because that's how it works. That's why if you want a positive life, you get away from negativity. You can't have positivity around negativity. You can definitely not have positivity with negative thoughts. You have to change your thoughts to get that positivity. Okay. Tell me the lecture.
Industrial revolution is, it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take a genetic editing, just as an example, it's you who are changed.
And who are you? You're God. You figured out that you know everything about the human beings and how you can be hacked, how we can implant things in our skin and cut up DNA. You, a fallible human that doesn't even use a quarter of its brain. Or as they say, we just don't know how to use the brain. Because that statement has been said wrong for many decades, which is that we were told, right, that we only used a quarter of our brain or something like that, right? A very small percentage. But the truth is, I forget this guy, that guy, the space guy. Oh, I could see his face. I'll have to put the link in the description later. Oh my God. He was that. Okay. I'm gonna drop it, but it's not that. Again, there's so many things we're told, guys, that are not true, and we believe it, and that's why we live the life that we live.
And of course, this has a big impact on your identity.
No, I think maybe in a couple of decades, when people look back, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital. And if this was the moment when everything became monitored, that we agreed to be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian regimes, but even in democracies. And maybe most importantly at all, this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin.
So I think the first things that I'm hopeful to see it is other vaccines, other than COVID, a flu vaccine.
Under the skin.
So I think the first things that I'm hopeful to see it is other vaccines, other than COVID, a flu vaccine with mRNA.
I don't know why it's showing this. I don't know if that's how the video was original. I don't remember, but the voice that you're hearing, that's the CEO of Pfizer. Again, they're all gods. There's never been medication that's had recalls. There's never been injuries from vaccines in any way. Nothing. They're perfect. They should be trusted without question. And I don't mind the discussion on whether you're on one side of the fence with that or the other. The bottom line is, I want you to pay attention and realize that they're telling everyone constantly how they're going to manage everything. You're going to have no say. And most importantly, we got to get rid of a lot of you, or we can't sustain our resources. We can't share them with you. I know it's harsh to understand that, but it's true. They don't want to share it with you. Why would they? If you had a well in your house and you had a bunch of scragglers coming around wanting your water and they don't even want to work for it. Just saying, I'm exaggerating, a Hollywood moment here. But yeah, you would protect it. You're like, well, I don't know how long this water will last, and I got a family, I got myself. But then take it to another level and how the monarchs from centuries and centuries, all the leaders, dictators, what do? It's all mine, And I'll give you whenever I want to and how I want to. Because now that I got all the power and I can, I'll do it. Because it goes right to their head. Like somebody who's really good looking and everybody gawks at them and then it goes to their head. I mean, this is very simple shit.
Single vaccine.
Humans are now hackable animals.
See? How is nobody, they play this guy like, look at this, scientist and this. First of all, he's a historian, number one. And he's the consultant, the Klaus Schwab. And this guy's who? Again, I know who he is, but it's the way they're talking that is scary, dangerous, and the fact that they don't give a shit. So whether I'm not a licensed psychologist or psychiatrist, but clearly my instinct. Hold on.
Hopeful to see it is other vaccines other than COVID. A flu vaccine with mRNA, a single vaccine.
Humans are now hackable animals.
Who are you? That humans are now hackable animals. And again, he's talking about humans like he's not a human and he's not an animal. That's what, look at him.
The whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over.
Look at that. That's over. I mean, it's not that he just said that's over. He could have also said that will no longer be, or we're hoping to change that. Again, if I was coaching him. But look at him. They're that arrogant because they have the power. We're going to do whatever they say. And we're stupid and we're meaningless and we're pathetic and we're just useless eaters is literally what they call us. Nobody's paying attention to that. They think inflation, your gas prices, all this stuff, that just happened. You believe it too. Like, oh, now it's just somebody deciding I'm going to switch this. I'm going to dial that up. I'm going to put the volume up higher. That's it, guys. It really is. And here's this guy. That's over. I love how you say, that's over. Like, it's done. I think this guy hates himself. He literally hates himself. Well, just by looking at him, I think he really had a rough life. Maybe not these upper. He got great parents, but he's twisted. I'm getting Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. If you don't know who that guy is, look it up.
Transhumanism, and they talk about the RNA vaccines as an entry point.
That's why I picked this clip, guys, because it gives a lot in a nutshell. But honestly, you got to look up the Harari guy. You got to look up Klaus. Got to look up the Great Reset, because you won't do what they tell you to do when you find out. You won't. You would never stick your hand in a hole that you knew it was going to get bit off. You would never do that. Not unless it's like a joke and you really don't care about having your hand back. You could be that person, but most of us would not want to play that game or play that dare or prank, or there's not enough money in the world to get us to put our hand in a hole full of snakes or, or an alligator or whatever the thing is that's going to bite it off. But I am definitely, take note, I'm definitely going to do an entire live podcast on these guys right here. This whole transhumanism, Yuval Noah Harari, Klaus Schwab. We're going to talk about that. And it's not about the vaccines. That's not where I'm going to go with it. I want to show you who they are. That's my goal. All right, guys, let's see. What's up? What's next? Should I continue? Should I stop for today and go back tomorrow? Oh, the J.K. Rowling. Did you guys see this? So, you know, they've been going all over. I mean, the whole J.K. Rowling and that she's transphobic again. Stop calling people names. That's why I started this podcast today with the Tom MacDonald names music video that, like I said, I never heard it. I watched it live, real and raw with you guys, but I just had an instinct, and I was dead on. But of course, you know, you could probably say, oh, just the title kind of says a lot on its own, Olga. Well, maybe because you know the guy, maybe because you did have good instinct. Maybe you were like, what was that? I support J.K. Rowling. I support anybody who wants to say what they want, because we're all meant to be and do whatever we want, just like my body, my choice. You know, whatever. You have the freedom to do whatever you want, and nobody should take that away from you, no matter who you are. Every animal born on planet is free until we capture them, right? Remember that. Especially after that guy called us humans are not unhackable animals. Oy, oy, oy. So apparently Bette Midler, who's typically woke, which if you've been with me during this whole stream, then you know how I feel about woke. And I'm sure I'll be mentioning it over and over again to make sure it's very clear for those who come and find me new, and to keep our wits clear, not letting anybody like brainwash us and make us doubt ourselves. But it was nice to see Bette Midler kind of chimed in a positive way, where she tends to almost be always like the virtual signaling, and she seems to be, I guess, to the left, whatever, which seems like Hollywood thing. I get it, the artist and whatnot. But Macy Gray didn't see this comment, and I was like, wow, you know, I thought the way she said it was perfect. I don't know if guys you watched it. I don't know if you watched it. I don't know if this is the clip. I don't know if this is give me a second, guys. That's a commercial. Did you guys see this? Bette Midler, women of the world, we are being stripped of our rights over our bodies, our lives, and even our name. I thought this woman was all about trans inclusive, but I'm starting to see that, hey, maybe you're starting to get it. You see what I'm saying? That's why you can't take sides. You can't just be a follower. And the words have so much power. She literally puts in caps, women of the world, exclamation. We are being stripped of our rights over our bodies, our lives, and even our name, exclamation. They don't call us women, in quote, anymore. They call us birthing people, in quote, or menstruators, in quote, and even people with vaginas, in quote, exclamation. Don't let them erase you, exclamation. Every human on earth owes you, exclamation. I never like when women get too like, oh, rah women stuff, you know, like, because a woman brought you to the earth. It's true. And I feel you and I get it. And I really like this tweet. Good for her. I'm glad that you shared it. And I hope everybody's been sharing it, liking and retweeting it. But, you know, the owes you, that's where I would have written it differently. Because without the sperm, without the male, there wouldn't be us either. But I get the point that they carried you and they birthed you and they went through whatever they had to go through to have you here. So I'm with you, girl. But I don't like the owes you. You know what I mean? That's not positive. So I would have written it a little bit differently. I would have been like, every human on earth owes you. Don't let them erase you. Every human on earth owes you. Right. Makes sense to you guys? Makes sense, right? But again, I would have said differently than owes you. I would have been like, every human on earth is here and grateful because we had a female mother that had that experience. And it makes you a different person because you are the sum of your experiences, and in your mind, you can't just pretend to be something. It has to be the whole. I can't pretend to make a cake and throw sawdust in there. You get it? It might look like a cake. It's not a cake. And that's okay. But yeah, this getting to the point that we can be open and progressive to the fact that you're erasing people and insulting them. Honestly, it's out of control. And that's what you get when you let words be used incorrectly, inappropriately, and abused in so many levels, which is what I've been saying on this podcast and what I keep saying. The fight for women's rights is this crystal Black Lives Matter. The fight for women's right includes trans people, trans rights. Do not erode women's rights. We're all fighting this together. And this trans exclusionary rhetoric does nothing in capital letters to help that. Again, they're really good at this pathetic use of words like rhetoric. Rhetoric means to be repetitive, right? So we're all fighting this together. What are you talking about? We're all fighting this together. Again, why are you using the word fight? Because you're a fighter, you like to fight. If not, you wouldn't be fighting and you wouldn't be using words like fighting. So you're pushing, shoving shit down people's throat. You're forcing them. That's a fight, my friend. Physically or mentally or verbally. And I'm not even going to waste more time on this, but you get me where I'm going. You get it. All right. I want to look for, oh, here we go. What happened? What did Macy Gray say?
So Macy, let me talk to you about a furore that you were involved in last year, because I found it very interesting the way the debate played out. You wrote an op-ed for Market Watch.
Yes.
A year ago, actually, in which you said that the American flag no longer represents democracy and freedom, and you wanted it changed. Why?
Well, I just think that it's like in a general thing, it's just a new day. It's just time to, you reboot the Constitution, the flag, all the old standards, that our ancestors lived by, were right for the time they lived in, but we're in a different time, So the flag is so in the States.
See, she says it very sincerely, and I really like this. She said that, and I know exactly what she means, and it sounds positive. But here's the thing. Again, hey, Marcy, or everyone that thinks like that. Guess what, guys? How long you've been on planet, and how long is the things that should be changed? Have you changed them? Have you experienced 100% positivity? These people that wrote the Constitution years ago, they came from something that most people today that want it changed or updated, and quote, they've never immigrated. They never fought the wars and the monarchy and the things that these people who wrote it did. They had some insight that the people that want to so-called improve it or update it do not have. I don't know everything about Marcy. I'll have to look into it, but she's not the first person that I heard say those exact words. And it sounds really good, but just because it sounds good, it's not a complete thought. Yeah, we have to change laws like for the internet, right? And censorship. How come the laws that protect us outside of the internet doesn't protect us inside of the internet? Right? We all know that. Was it the 231? We know that should be changed, and nobody's changing it. All the people in Congress, all the hearings they have, nobody's changed that yet. It's still, these private companies can do whatever they want on the internet, where it's supposed to be a free platform, just like you walking down the street in the middle of a plaza or walking through the park and talking to anybody you want to. And if you don't like the way they talk, you walk away. When you hear a guy shouting and praising and preaching the Lord or being negative and everybody should die, whatever it is that they're preaching, a crazy dude, whatever. We listen to them. We let them go. We walk by them. But on the internet, no, we're not going to enforce that. See, so let's talk about that before we're talking about changing a Bill of Rights, a Constitution, a way of life from people that went through some shit. All these things need to be considered before I can stand by that kind of a statement, which is things need to be updated. Okay. And again, when you're going to say something like that, present to me your solution and show me how is it better. Let's discuss it. Because if we really want things to be better, we're going to sit down, we're going to discuss it, right? So it's at this point, it's a religion. This is cult-like behavior. I've already bought into this, and I'm just going to push through. And no matter what you say to me, I'm going to just keep going. So then you're not telling the truth. You're not, what you just said is not what you, again, I'm assuming, right? But let's see the rest of this.
To me, what the states do best is diversity, is culture. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Without culture in America, you really don't have much going on. You have, I don't know, Amazon, like what do you have if you don't have color in the States, right?
I mean, I agree with that. What I would say to you is, though, that it's such a divisive issue, things like the flag. Do you not think there's a danger? I'm interested in how you feel a year on from that debate. You got hammered, obviously, by a lot of people. A lot of Americans were outraged. Others thought you raised an interesting point. In a way, it wasn't that dissimilar to what Colin Kaepernick went through with the protests that he was doing. Some agreed with him, others were furious. Do you have any regrets about what you said about the flag?
No, in fact, I'm excited to bring it up again because I think it's more important now. What I want to do is more important now. It's just messaging. It's just like if you. So my idea.
I love that she just said it's just messaging. That's exactly it. It's just messaging. If it was, I get it. She's like, it's not that big of a deal, it's just a mess. But that's why words are so powerful. And if you want a message to come through correctly, you've got to choose your words well. And then you've got to be able to sit down, marinate with it, make peace with it, and say, I can stand by this for the rest of my life. I don't see myself changing my mind. If you have any doubt, don't say it. Don't write it down. Because you're going to have to stick by it. It's definitely going to follow you one way or the other. Whether it's on social media or your personal life, the people you deal with, your family members, friends, okay? But that's it. The messaging. Love it. Totally up my alley. Communications.
The colors of all of us. So there'd be a star representing you, one representing me, one representing everybody in the room, right?
See, that sounds good. Everybody in the room. She represents other. What are we in kindergarten? I used to be a daycare provider and a teacher. Elementary education, kindergarten teacher. Okay, guys. What is this kindergarten? Stars are bright. Stars are shiny. Stop it with this. Again, let's talk about this, how important this is, but not about the slavery of sex trafficking, both of minors, both male and female boys and girls. Biggest business on the planet right now. Let's not talk about that. Sex trafficking, that kind of slavery, and the horrible things. I mean, to compare it to what any slave in history of any time on earth, this is a joke and an insult for everyone that's dying and suffering every second of the day right now. Not being able to escape and their bodies being used, because what a commodity. You just have to shower them and you can resell them over and over again. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine selling a bag of potato chips over and over again? An empty one? No, right? No, this is just, that's why this kind of stuff gets to me, because we have to have a comparison. We have to get our priorities straight.
So that way you look up to the flag and you feel welcome. You feel included. You feel like you belong there.
But let me play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Which is, I think the American flag is a fantastic flag. I love my flag here too. The English flag, the UK flag, I love these flags. To me, they're not about making any kind of diverse point. They're just great flags. And if I was an American, most Americans I've spoken to about this, they say that there are other ways to celebrate diversity. Juneteenth is one, right?
Right.
There are other ways to do this. Why go after such a powerful emblem of the United States of America when it causes the whole debate?
I'm not even going to go into the Juneteenth thing because that's another issue. See, all these things that no one's questioning. We just hear it, we just listen, and then we react. That's what everybody's doing. They're just reacting. Everything that comes out of his mouth, go look it up. Go do your history, and even history is not written correctly. So keep that in mind when you're reading. And again, all you find out, the more you know, is how everything's not truthful. So then instead of going back and let's give you this and let's give you more, if I fish for you, you're not going to learn how to fish. If I teach you how to fish, you can fish, right? You guys heard that one. I mean, there's so many versions of that same quote. That's what this is. This is the discussions we should be having. The fact that people cannot take care of themselves. They can't produce food for themselves. They can't do anything by themselves. So many people, of course, not everybody, but like that's what I'm getting at, that these conversations are just a distraction, honestly. a distraction.
Actually, a lot of disunity.
Whenever the flag was conceptualized, they made it based off what was going on during that time, which was a war. That's another thing. We celebrate a flag that represents war.
I actually have an American flag on my office wall
You
at
do?
home. Yeah.
Why?
In fact, I think we've got a picture of it. I think here we are. Look, that's my office wall in London. I look at that every day. It's actually quite a unique one. It's got 34 stars.
Yes.
Which means it was actually the flag from the Civil War period when Lincoln was president. And that's the only flag that was in use during Lincoln's presidency. And I bought it at an auction because America's been a large part of my life. And I find it a stirring emblem. And I never look at it and think, well, that's about white people or, you know, white power over black people, or that's attacking diversity. Or
Hold on, guys. I thought I was trying to get to the whole J.K. Rowling thing, and as you can see, I didn't watch it before. So I thought it was going to be a short clip. I should have looked at how long it was.
That's the freedom we live in.
Absolutely.
But actually, you can't.
Where's the part that she said J.K. Rowling?
You know, I just, there's a lot of, you know, judgment and throwing, you know, stones at people for just saying what it is. You know what I mean?
Ah.
Abused.
Yeah.
The cancel culture mob comes from me. She gets called transphobic and so on.
Oh yeah, there we go. Here's the
Finding
J.K. Rowling part.
doesn't change that. You know.
I found it, guys. Thank you for your patience.
Sex, and then there's gender identity that you can identify, feel that.
I know that for a fact. Like if
your bodies.
Me too.
Transitioning and then thrashing the women at their sports.
I totally agree. And I will say this, and everybody's gonna hate me, but as a woman, just because you go change your parts doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
That's the thing that I found that was being said all around, and boom, boom, boom. And look, the way she delivered it. I mean, do you see that confidence instead of, oh, I just want to be nice and be inclusive, and I just think we could do better or upgrade. Look at the way that was delivered. That's amazing. And notice, that's when you know it's not virtual signaling. It's not, I'm just going to repeat this, or I'm going to say it because it makes me look better, or that way that group that I've signed up for, you know, agrees with me and everybody loves me for, you get it? This was so powerful. Macy, you're the bomb. Okay, hold on.
Sorry.
And look at her, sorry. The fact that we even have to apologize for a truth, that's where we've gotten to. And I do it too. When you don't want to hurt somebody, you're like, anyway, I'm sorry, but this is how I feel. It's like, you have to say that because you just don't want a reaction from them. So that's a smart tactic. But in all honesty, that's detrimental, especially when you're on a public platform talking about something that's supposedly so public. And again, we should not be talking about these people. Let them go to clinics and specialists to help them in any way they need. The rest of us are not special. We're not the experts. We're not the specialists. We should just all be telling each other, love each other, respect each other. And that's it. And not judge, and just love and not judge. That's it. That's the only thing covers it. Not this constant over and over again. I'm pushing your agenda down your throat like it's a freaking religion. I am not kidding you. That's exactly how cults and that kind of, you know, religious fanatics react. Shove, 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 push, push, push. By all means. If I have to insult you, if I have to scream louder.
You feel that?
I know that for a fact.
Look at that.
Like if you want me to call you
girl,
her,
you go.
I will, because that's what you want. But that doesn't make you a woman just because I call you a her and just because you got a surgery.
Because people do feel that there's biological sex and then there's gender identity, that you can identify as whatever you like
You can call
in terms
yourself
of a
whatever you
gender,
want.
right?
Yeah,
That's the
totally.
freedom we live in.
Absolutely.
But actually, you can't change the mechanics of biological sex. They are what they are.
Well, just like women go through just a completely unique experience, and surgery or you know, finding yourself doesn't change that. You know, being a little girl is a whole epic book, you know. And
I love that. I love how she said
You can't
that.
have that just because you want to be a woman.
I mean, you know,
Look how sweet she is.
like
She's a
J.K.
sweetheart.
Rowling have said this.
I get good vibes from her.
Attacked, they get abused.
Yeah.
The cancel culture mob comes from me. She gets called a
Now, if you didn't hear, guys, because I was talking, but I also, you know, I put the closed caption so you could be reading it. think he just mentioned, now he's talking about J.K. Rowling.
She gets called transphobic and so on. You might get the same for saying it.
But it's the truth. I'm not.
You don't want to give her a hug. That was such a great delivery. So honest, so sweet, because it's true. And it's like, look, I'm not a bad person because I'm telling you the truth. Come on. Like all that she's showing all that messaging, communication.
And I don't think
the truth will set you free, people. The truth will set you free. Like it or not, it will set you free. What do you want to be? Do you want to be right? Or do you want to be happy? Being happy.
You should be called transphobic just because you don't agree with, I just.
And that's what I talked about in my last podcast. And I did a couple clips about it as well. If you guys haven't listened to it, go listen to it. But I specifically go down the whole in-depth, bottom line, in your face, the fact that they keep using the word transphobic incorrectly and what it actually means. They just call anybody transphobic that doesn't agree with them. That's not what the word means. I'm going to say it 1,000 times until it gets through everybody's head and everybody shares this out there, because honestly, they need to stop saying that. Phobia means fear. So study Latin, study Greek, study where the words come from, whether you're speaking in English or whatever language you're speaking in, know where the word is coming from. Break it down. At least stand strong in the fact that you know the word and you know how to use it. That's when you have power. That's when you get people to listen to you and you'll get results. You know that. I know that. We all know that, right? Can't win an argument if you don't know how to win the argument, or if you don't have a good argument because you don't have the facts, or you get what I mean? You know what it's like to win an argument, to lose an argument. What you need to win an argument. You can't just be like, whatever, here's the hand. That's clearly not winning the argument, but you might think, well, I feel like I'm winning. That's delusional. And again, if you really want to get love, respect, empowerment, happiness, anything that's empowering, that'll improve your life, you have to use the word right. And trans means transition, from the word transit, not just transition, transitor, transitions. Please let me know in the comments. Let's keep going. I'm telling you, I make it a point, whether I'm at a restaurant, but wherever I'm at, whoever talks to me, whoever mentions the word transphobic, I am like, say that again. Are you talking about who? What? How do you know that? I make them think real. When they're done with me, they think hard and long before they use the word transphobic in any way, whether it's accusing someone else or making an opinion or just pointing a finger. And the one I did was about the Senator Josh Hawley with that law professor, which again, in that video, I did a twist where I'm like, look, if I was her coach, I would have told her how to say it to make her point better. But no, that's the point. Like, I don't have to agree with you, but you need help using your words right. That's what I'm getting at. Forget about who's right and wrong, what's true or not. I'm going to stop it here, guys. You can look it up. I think I know. It's basically the J.K. Rowling part. Did you guys see the tweet? I thought that was cute and sweet. If you haven't, let me see if it's the, oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Today, because I guess based on that interview of Macy Gray, and it was all put out there and she watched it, she wrote, again, because she's not retreating. Good for her. She's standing her ground. I don't care how many trolls, how many people abandoned her or her movies. That woman, do you know her story? Do you actually know what she went through? How she was a single mom and how she was on welfare? If you don't, again, do your research and then you'll understand why people say the things that they say. Like the Harari guy. Something happened when that guy was a kid and it twisted him. And he hooked up with other people that felt the same way. And, you know, they all shake each other's hands. And again, people sell their soul, whether you believe in a soul or not. People sell themselves. Okay. Whether it's your soul or your mind and your body, people sell themselves for money every day. And most of them never go back and say, I repent, I'm out, I changed my mind. Some can't even get out once you sign up. But there's people like, say, Whoopi Goldberg, that makes $97,000 a week. And she's an actor getting royalties and whatnot for movies, and she's still doing gigs, right? That woman does not even need to work. But she had to get back on The View. She had to get back on that platform. Why is that, guys? Do you see what I'm saying? And I love her. I think she's a great actress, but that's all I think. You're an actress. You're a comedian. And you used to be funny. I don't know about funny anymore, but I haven't seen it. But again, good for her. She's contributed. I got a lot of great memories from her growing up. I got all the respect in the world for her work, her craft. But as far as her opinions, her thoughts, her mentality, and then why can't she just let go of the money? Why can't she retire? What's wrong? I would love to retire young. I would still keep myself busy, occupied, but money would not. I would be out helping people. That's what I would really be doing. That's what I am doing. That's what I have been doing. That I don't understand why those people can't. When I say that, actually, I just clearly, my point is, they're not trying to be helpful. They don't want to give up their power. They don't want to give up the money. That's human. Everybody sells themselves. So this woman, I take my hat off for her. Today feels like a good day to ensure I have bought at Macy Gray's Life's entire back Cadillac fire emoji. Yes, ma'am. And India Willoughby, sorry if I'm killing the name here, but as for Macy, how to kill what's left of your career. And then Macy Gray at Gray's Life replying to India Willoughby and at Piers Uncensored and two others. It says here, oh, I'm gonna click on it, guys. Truth hurts. Wow. I gotta like that, my friends. Wow, I'm wondering if I'm just liking, is this J.K. Rowling? Did I like her tweet? Yeah, right. I go to Macy's. All right. Well, I like somebody. Okay. All right. Because that's what we should be doing. Sharing the love. And if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. How about that? Can't believe people get out of the way to like a dislike, like, oh, or nasty comments. Dude, you don't like it? Just move on. Get out. Go find something else to watch or listen or read. The fact that you're getting out of your way to be mean is because you enjoy it and you're not happy. That's all you're telling me. And I'm going to fucking send you positive energy because I know that the more miserable people I have to be around, the harder my life is going to get or worse, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm on a mission to make all you miserable people happy. And if you're a happy person, I'm also here to connect with you and keep the ball rolling like a snowball. It's bigger and bigger as we keep passing it around, which is why I say like, comment, and share. Not because I'm looking to get likes and followers and fans, because together, united, we are powerful. Let's create this community for real, not this fake stuff. All right. For now, I guess I'm done with J.K. Rowling. Do I want to get into... Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to save this for... Should we get into this? This whole what is a woman? All right. All right. Since we're already on the whole Macy Gray thing, let's see what this guy has to say. Let's see what happened here in this hearing.
Since you are the president of the National Women's Law Center, I was hoping...
Now, this is for those listeners. This is Mr. Clyde. Asked Goss Grays if her organization continues to receive funding from Planned Parenthood. There's something else from this clip, but you could see this is about, I guess, here it is. President of National Women's Law Center won't define what a woman is. I'm sure you guys seen it around, but again, I'm going to give you my perspective, my insight on this.
That you could define what a woman is for us in this committee hearing.
Well, as the president of the National Women's Law Center, you can imagine I say...
First of all, why can't you just answer the question? Why do you have to start with the preface? So right then and there, it's you don't want to touch that because you don't want to get canceled. Or you're going to get in trouble, lose your job. We don't know that, right? But that's exactly what you do. You're avoiding. Or you cheated on your husband or your wife and you don't want them to find out. You know, it's the same shit.
Women a lot in my day job.
Okay, so I'm just asking for the definition.
So what I'll tell.
Okay, why is she stuttering? Why is she stopping? Why is she? Did you see Macy Gray stutter? Did you see her skip a beat? Just saying. It's obvious. How are these people in power? If you're so right and you're so smart that you're there being questioned because you're the expert, answer the question. Just answer it. We might not like the answer, but answer it.
Tell you is I am a woman. That's how I identify.
Again, if I was her coach and she's like, Olga, how can I go in this hearing prepared? I would say, whatever you do to answer the question. If you can't answer it, say, I don't have an answer. Just like you do in the court of law, in the hearing, deposition, whatever. Or like you could say like that one woman, I don't know what a woman is because I'm not a biologist. I mean, pathetic, kind of funny. There's a lot of ways to look at it, but basically I plead the fifth. Then say that. And don't answer something you don't know. And don't avoid the question because then you lost your point and your argument and respect. Okay? It's that simple. Enough with this games, man. Jesus.
Okay. But I wonder, however, if in part the reason that you're asking a question is that you're trying to suggest that people who
I am
don't
simply asking the
See? Again, it's always the pointing the finger, judging, insulting. Again, like with the Josh Hawley and that girl, the law professor was like, your question is transphobic. You're assuming that, and your assumption is wrong, which most people, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. So the truth is that, again, this is their comeback for everything. I don't care whose side you're on. When you have a good argument and you truly believe in your argument and you know for a fact that you are right, that's not the way you answer it. Not through words, those words, not through that type of body language. Look at the body language. It's, I'm not going to give you what you want. Look at the eyes going up and down, the eyelids.
Question and I
identify.
Okay.
But I wonder how.
I identify as a woman, she had said. But again, she wants to include everybody else to make them happy. Watch.
However, if in part the reason that you're asking a question is that you're trying to suggest that people who
I am
don't
simply asking the
identify as
question
women
and I
can't
simply
be
want an
pregnant.
answer.
And so I think it's actually really important to be very clear here that there are people who identify as non-binary. I think about 5% of young people.
But he asked about what is a woman. Do you see what I mean? Just answer the question. If you have such a good argument, you'll just answer the question. You will win because the truth will always win, right? Boom, guys. Mic drop.
I'm going to go there. I was hoping maybe you would. I was hoping that maybe you would say something that maybe we learned in high school biology that has to do with X and Y chromosomes, but which define male and female. But I guess we're not going to get there.
See what I'm saying? Even if this guy's being a smartass, right? Because he is looking at the movement of his head. He's like, because again, it's like, stop treating me like I'm an idiot. So he's reactive because he's human and the emotion is getting to him. I get it. I would have coached him to be like, just say it like clean, leave your emotion out. If you got the knowledge and your composure, you're professional, you're mature, you can do that.
Which define male and female, but I guess we're not going to get there.
He's getting aggravated because, again, she's avoiding the truth that she does know, and everybody knows, XY chromosomes.
Maybe you would say something that maybe we learned in high school biology that has to do with X and Y chromosomes, but which define male and female, but I guess we're not going to get there.
Do you see that? So he's like, he made his point. Like, you could have answered it. But at the same time, I would have told him, don't end it right there. But see, now he's getting like, obviously, anybody will lose their patience when nobody answers a question, right? So I would have coached him to be like, okay, all right. I would have said that without that emotion, especially that specific emotion that he's showing. Like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm done. I get it. You know better. You're playing games with me. Fine. We'll move on. Now I would have been like, all right, you went to high school, right? Like I would have continued the questioning. You went to high school, right? Did you study XY chromosomes? Yes. Like I would have solely broke it down So to me, I think this is all theater. I think they're both playing these freaking games. You get it? That's why screw them and do not get caught up with the bullshit and taking sides with these people. Demand that they be better, especially when they're getting paid by us. You got me? Please. All right, let's see. Who's the next guy? He's Matt Gaetz. Oh, outrageous. Matt Gaetz and Karen Bass have yelling match during committee hearing, complete with table pounding. Again, that's what media does, right? Keep selling drama. The only reason I even watch this stuff is to understand what's happening in the world and what people are being brainwashed with and what I'm going to be confronted with my clients, with my friends, my family, peers. Okay? Forewarned, what is it? Yeah, forewarned is forearmed. Or forearmed is forewarned. I don't know if you guys know about that one, but you get the point. You get yourself prepared. Awesome, guys. Thank you. I don't know if you can see, I was just looking at the chat. I was like, let me take this quick thing. Great to have you guys here. Thank you for sticking around, because the more you guys stick and the longer you stick around, the more people can find me, because that's how the whole YouTube works with the lives in. All right. So let's see. Is this the video? Let's see.
Questions of the person who created a great deal of confusion by saying that this matter was for
Wait, I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to make
the reproductive freedom of women. And I appreciate her yielding to a few questions that I think clarified that point. If the gentlelady would yield to another clarifying question, and I'm not here to make a partisan argument. I'm here to understand the effect of the bill and what you're talking about in support of the bill. You used the phrase All
right, guys. I don't know what happened that stopped. I guess maybe I'm just been on live a little too long at this moment, and maybe I need to take a break. And like I said, I want to throw everything in there because this is stuff from like last week and this week that, that's come up. And I was like, all right, got to talk about that. Got to bring that up. Let's have some fun with this. And that's why I do the lives, because I want you guys to talk to me while we're doing this. And I want you guys to keep coming back and make sure to leave a comment even later on. If you have a certain time of day or day of the week that you prefer that I do these lives, suggest me, tell me. I would love that. Let me know. I do read your comments. They are my fuel, and I will get back to them. I will respond. So let me go back. I think, did the whole window close? I'm like, what? Did the whole thing crash? Oh, let me see. Okay. Going back to the video, going back to screen sharing. Okay, here we go. Let's go, Matt. Yeah, keep in mind, I never take sides, okay? I look at them for what they are and what's coming out of their mouth. Not to mention that I don't believe in any of them, especially people in politics, and we need to make them accountable. By watching
questions of the person who created a great deal of confusion by saying that this matter was for the reproductive freedom of women. And I appreciate her yielding to a few questions that I think clarified that point. If the gentlelady would yield to another clarifying question, and I'm not here to make a partisan argument. I'm here to understand the effect of the bill and what you're talking about in support of the bill. You used the phrase unborn child in your most recent debate. What does that phrase mean to you?
Mr. Gaetz, Ms. Bass would like to answer your questions.
Well, then she can strike the
last
last
word. I am finished with you right now, and I do not yield.
So that's...
Do you see? She sounds like a mother. Grandmother, mother. I'm finished with you. You're supposed to be a professional. And in the government, what? But of course, guys, see, they just look different. But do you really think they're any different than the people at the DMV that we all can't stand? To wait in line for hours? To be treated like shit? You know what I'm talking about. Why does everybody act like this doesn't happen? These cannot be taken serious. They should not be getting paid. They should all be fired. Or at least have some coach like me go in and have a bunch of coaches like me to go in, because I can't coach all of them. Right? Meaning I'm willing to do something. I'm willing to help. At a local level is where it starts. which you guys are going to see. I am getting involved in something, but I haven't announced it yet. Stay tuned. I will be doing it, and I will be videotaping it. I'll share it with you guys for sure, because I put my money where my mouth is. So I'm not going to tell you to do something I'm not going to do. Meanwhile, I just can't stand watching this stuff and not like, hey, let's call them out.
Telling, right? I mean, I'm just here trying to get answers to questions. You, Miss Bass, you didn't use the words that were confusing, so I'm not going to yield to you.
And it is my bill.
But you didn't use the words in description of it.
And guess why?
It was Miss Ross who used.
So she's raising her. So he's raising his voice, but let's look at how she's raising the voice. He already said just answer the question. I'm sure he's, maybe he is putting an act. But most likely, when somebody doesn't answer your question, your reaction is impatient, and it can get there very quickly. Where they're screaming, it's, again, when you're yelling in that way, and I'm talking about the female that was just speaking in the background, I think it's Karen Bass. She is way too emotional. She's not thinking rationally at all.
Use those words, but you didn't use the words that were confusing, so I'm not going to yield to you.
Again, here we go with words that are confusing. Have I not kept saying this? Words, messaging. That's where all the problems stem from. That Einstein, the way to communication. Nope, sorry. I saw years ago, I saw this bumper that stuck with me all these years. A bumper sticker that said, the way to peace is not through war, it is through knowledge. And knowledge is how do you learn things besides experience hands-on? Most of it is words. Talking, messaging, knowledge, reading something. Words, you're reading words. Get it? It's all about communications. All of this, our entire world. We fight. We have peace all the same way, with our mouth first. That's where it all starts.
It is my bill.
But you didn't use the words in description of it.
And guess why?
And she doesn't get fired. Like, these people don't get reprimanded. You can just yell at each other like that for the whole world to see. If I was their employee personally, which I guess we are, right? Because they're working for us, the government, right? She would be gone. I'd be like, if you don't know how to behave, or at least it would be like a warning. Okay. At least I would give her a warning, because this is not productive, and I'm paying you, and you're wasting my money if you're not being productive. And you'd feel the same way if it was the same thing on you. If somebody comes to clean your house and they don't really clean it and they want you to pay them, you wouldn't want to pay them, and you would get rid of them, or at least warn them that if they don't clean it right the next time, you're definitely not paying them. Right? That's my point. Let's grow up. Stop. This is all theater, guys. All of this is theater, and it's not real.
It was Miss Ross who used those words. And if I want to ask questions to Miss Ross, she could choose whether or not to yield to give the answers. But you covering for her,
not really interested,
she doesn't know the words she uses, and cannot in the Judiciary Committee sit and answer the questions on something as important as life or death when I control the time is outrageous.
Are you done?
I'm done when my time's done. And when I'm done, you can yield for those questions. But it's crazy that in this committee, when I'm trying to get honest answers to questions about the effect of the bill, whether or not it paves the way to abortions, that you all want to sit.
And again, why are you interrupting? Everybody knows you're not supposed to interrupt. And usually the judge is there telling you not to interrupt. And there's consequences for interrupting. So why are these people, you can't have good results without good communication. It's not about who's right or wrong, even if whether I'm on this guy's side or not. Their reaction, I'm sorry, but I'm not taking sides, but based on the way they're acting and continuously interrupt, I feel like this guy's pretty sincere about, hey, why? He's right. I mean, if you're a witness, you can't have somebody else answer for you. They won't allow it. And sometimes you even have to leave the courtroom. So what the F is this?
sit up there and squawk at me rather than allow me to ask questions. When you have the time, you can control the time.
Squawk. You see how words are so important? Why did he use the word squawk? Squawk. And you guys know what that means? Do you think it was a real depiction or nice adjective description for their behavior? I actually do. We can crack it down. I like a good argument.
Rather than allow me to ask questions. When you have the time, you can control the time. How about that? But these are fair questions. She used the phrase unborn child. I would like to know what that means to her, because what it means to us
on a break
is that it is a life.
And if I'm picking up another vibe I'm picking up here, guys, is that this is about male and female as well. This is about women, especially lately. They've allowed this whole mansplaining thing to get to their heads, and again, totally misuse it, totally abuse it. Like again, typical humans, they do. They're fallible. We're fallible. You know what I mean? But again, when you're insulting, even when you're trying to get more rights or feel equal to your opposite sex or people that are different from you, whether it's different age, different gender, different color, right? Race, whatever it is, culture. At the end of the day, that's what's happening. Their reaction is more than just politics and the discussion that's put on the table and the supposed question answered at this particular moment. It's the fact that they're definitely reacting to him as a male, as an adversary, as somebody that's opposite to them, who they don't like, who think they're less than him. They're clearly showing me that they have a problem with men talking to them when they think they have power and they want to exert their power. But women, and a lot of women, are not used to actually practicing that. So they sound screechy like that, because a woman that's truly empowered doesn't scream like that and doesn't react, because she knows she's not a victim and she knows she's powerful, and nothing will ever change that. Nothing. These people already show me what they really believe in. And they believe this guy's a bad guy just because he has a penis. Trust me on this one.
Life. Well, you know what? To ask questions. When you have the time, you can control the time. How about that? But these are fair questions. She used the phrase unborn child. I would like to know what that means to her, because what it
again, just like we said about the other woman, the other clip, answer the question. Just answer the question and we'll go from there. What is an unborn child? A child, right? You just called it an unborn child. So it's a human that hasn't been out of the womb yet. Very basic. But when it has to do with this, because I think this has to do with the abortion, is it? I forget now. Give me a second. Because I did look into this briefly. What is this? So what was this about? House Judiciary Committee hearing turned into a belated July 4th fireworks display thanks to a heated exchange between Reps Karen Bass, DCA, and Matt Gaetz, RFL, on Wednesday. During a hearing on Bass sponsored, this is somebody paying money, bill. So this is an agreement, a law kind of a thing. Well, let's break this down about reproductive rights. Again, I had this discussion in the last videos about women's health care. Abortion is not health care. Health care is when you're sick. Abortion, why are they acting and using abortion as you're sick? If you're pregnant, you're sick. Stop it. I don't care. You can talk to me all day long. Change the word, make a new word, but don't use health care for that. That's all I'm asking. Okay? Because you want me to make believe, you live your make-believe world. I'm telling you, use the right word and you won't have a problem. Try to force people to believe in something that's not real, you're going to have a problem. I'm trying to help you guys out there, all of you, whatever side. So about reproductive rights. So what is this bill is what I want to know. What's in this bill? Yeah, okay. So they're talking about the unborn children part, which we just saw and heard. Women's reproductive freedom. Nobody's stopping you from reproducing. The whole thing of abortion is to stop something that's already been produced. where you can just have birth control, right? And be preventative, contraceptive. That should be the discussion, left and right, nonstop. This is private. This is a matter for the states. If people want to vote for this right to have clinics that have doctors that want to and willingly do it, they have the same freedoms that every human has to do whatever they want. But call it what it is. This is games. This is a distraction from what's really going to happen in the whole world, which has been happening, and the implosion and the debt that we've been accruing forever. And since we even left the gold standard in 1971, if you guys didn't know that, like, this is all laid out. That's why I really don't like to spend a lot of time on this. But don't fall for this. Don't fall for this. See? That's why those women started screaming. Something they're doing they know is not right, because if they thought it was right, they could clearly state their point calmly. Believe me on that. And everybody in that room would not disagree with them. Hey, should we save a 5-year-old from falling off a balcony? What do you think, Mr. Gaetz? Should we let the kid just jump off if he feels like it? Or should we be responsible to save that child's life? Can you imagine them arguing about that? There you go. All right. You know what, guys? With that, I'm going to stop for today. Make sure to like, subscribe. Most importantly, hit the notification bell, because right after this, I'm going to be editing the clips for all the individual stories that we talked about live today. Thank you for being here. Much love. Many blessings. Have a fantastic day, and don't let the bastards get you down. And I'll talk to you soon.